Salam. Bugün bizim açıq dərsimiz magistratura qəbul olmaq istəyən tələbələrin ingilis dili dərsidir. Biz bugünkü dərsimizdə məchul növü keçəcəyik. Əvvəlki dərslərimizdə məlum növü mən sizə keçmişdim. Məlum növü bilirsiniz, indiki zaman, keçmiş zaman, bunların hamısının, yəni ingilis dilinin qrammatikasında 16 zaman var. 16 zaman məlum növdə, active voice and passive voice. Active voice we have 14 tenses, and for 14 tenses we have different tense forms and its definitions and its usages, a lot of different things we have. But in passive voice we have only 10 forms of these tense forms. From active voice to passive voice we can change only 10 tense forms to passive voice. For example, we have a simple, we have in English grammar we have 4 categories, tense categories: simple, continuous. We don't have place here, and I'll write from here: perfect and perfect continuous. For each of these tense groups, we have 4 tenses: present tense, past tense, future tense, and future in the past. I will write all of them: present, past, future, future in the past. Okay, for continuous form we have the same things: present, past, future continuous, and future in the past continuous. Perfect, present perfect, past perfect, future in the past perfect. And perfect continuous form we have present perfect continuous, past perfect continuous, future perfect continuous, future in the past perfect continuous. And all of these forms are in active voice. Do you understand? Okay. And do you know all of the usages and its definitions, all this formulation of these forms, tense forms? You know all of them. For example, we'll take only simple present, then we'll take another tense forms. I will explain you simple present active, then I will explain you simple present passive. From simple present active, you will change sentences into present, simple present passive. Okay? Okay, let's write a sentence. Simple sentence, please, say me. For example, you can say, I write a letter, or I open the door. Just like this. Say your sentence, please. Simple sentence.
I got school.
No. We'll have to have an object. Bizdə tamamlıq olmalıdır. For passive voice, we will have to have an object. If we don't have an object, then we cannot change from passive into active or from active to passive. O deməkdir ki, cümlədə tamamlıq olmalıdır ki, biz məlum növdən məchula çevirək ya da məchuldan məluma çevirək. Okay, your sentence?
I take a book, treat.
I take a book.
Treat.
Okay. I take a book. It is in active form, active voice. What is it? It is a subject. Subject. It is predicate. And it is an object. For simple active forms, the sentence following is so: subject, predicate, object, place, and time. But in passive form, we have another form. For changing the sentence into passive voice, we have to find an object. What is the sentence, the object of this sentence? A book. And this object comes to the first place, and it becomes the subject of the sentence. Okay, then we'll say the book, and we have to pay attention to this predicate. In what form is it? In present simple, yes? In present simple, we have to take into consideration that to be in the present simple is am, its forms for personal pronouns is am, is, are.
Are taken.
The book, why are? It is in singular. The book is taken. Okay, I will explain you the main thing now. We have 10 passive voices. Simple. Okay, for simple groups we have present simple, past simple, future simple, and future in the past simple. All of these are in simple. Then comes present continuous and past continuous, continuous forms, comes 4 forms of perfect: present, past, future, and future in the past. And these all are for perfect. If we want to form passive voice, first of all we have to know all the tenses of to be for these groups. To be, passive voice is formed by means of the auxiliary verb to be plus participle to. For present simple, to be, how can you say to be in the present simple? Am is are. Okay. Is are. Then past simple? Yes. Shall be, will be. Will be and shall be. Future perfect in the past. Future in the past.
Would be.
Would be. Would be and should be. Present continuous. Am is are being. It's new for you and that's why I will say it myself. Am is are plus a being. Then comes was were being. Then perfect have been.
Have been, has been.
Okay, have been, has been. Has been. Then past.
Had
Okay, had been. Then future will have been.
will have been.
Future in the past perfect.
Would have been.
Okay, would have been. And should have been. You have to know only all these forms, not another else. If we have a verb in the sentence, you take the third form of the verb. For example, if it is take, you will take only taken. You will keep in your mind that you have to take the verb only in taken form, in the third form participle to, and you have to change only these things from present to present passive. For example, if it is there, I write, write is in the present simple. Write in the third form is written, and write is in the present simple, and you have to take is. Then the letter is written. I want to say that in active voice, the doer of the action is known for us. We know who did it or who does it or who is the subject of the sentence. But in the passive voice, the doer of the action is unknown for us. We cannot imagine who did it, or it is unimportant for us who did it. This book was written. Now let's write this. Javid has written a book. A book. It is in active voice. The object of the sentence, okay, book. Then comes definite article. The book has written.
Has been.
What form is it? Present?
Present.
Present perfect. For present perfect to be, in what form will be to be?
Has been.
Okay. The book has been written. We can say Aiza by Javid or not. If it is important for us to say this book was written by, has been written by Javid, we say it. If it is unimportant for us that Javid has written this book, we don't say it. I open the door. The door. Okay, into passive, how can you say?
The door.
The door is object. The door
Was open.
was open. It is in past. By whom?
By me.
For present,
Am is are
am is are.
is present
For present.
and was
For
verb
past?
was verb.
Okay, those were. Future?
Future should
Shall be, will be.
shall.
I was called, or I was invited, not called. I was invited to a party by my friends. Okay, let's say by my friends. Is it active or passive?
Passive.
What? I was invited. This form is passive. because we have here to be and participle to. Okay, but what is the subject? Animated or inanimated?
Animated.
Animated. And why is the sentence in passive voice? Can you explain it?
To be.
I was invited.
Ben davet edildim.
Mhm. It means that the doer of the action is another person. Who invited you is another person, not me. If I say that I invite my students to the lesson, or I invite my relative to a party, it means that I do this action. If somebody invites me, it means that the doer of the action is another person. And that's why this subject is animated, but it is not the doer of the action. The doer of the action is my friends, and I was invited there by them. Can you change it into active voice?
My friends invited me party.
To a party. Okay. My friends invited me to a party. What is the object here?
Me.
Me. Okay. And you have to take into account that if the object is object case, the object case of personal pronouns, you have to change the object case of the personal pronouns into personal pronoun. If it is the subject object of the sentence, only it is me. Yes? This, me. And you have to change it into personal pronoun and write this part of the sentence, object, subject comes to the end and me comes to the first place, and like I, personal pronoun, and invited is in passive past form. To be in the past is was or were. Then comes invited, and invited is a regular form of the verb. Okay. And in the exam, you will have to have a lot of difficulties. For example, if you can change these sentences into active and then vice versa, from active to passive. And the first thing in the sentence, we have to have what? Only object. If we have the object of the sentence, it means that we can change the sentence into passive or from passive into active. Okay? And if we don't have object in the sentence, it means that we cannot change the sentences into passive voice. And in the exam, we have that such questions that what sentences can be changed into passive voice. Like this, you have to be, you have to see there. You will have to see there what sentences cannot be changed, can't be changed into passive. Into passive. Okay, one sentence please, without an object. For example, very simple sentence. First of all, I go to school. I go to school. Very simple sentence. For explanation, I have to take very simple sentence.
Go is tasrifsiz ve
Intransitive verb.
Intransitive verb.
That's why
this sentence don't change. Doesn't change into passive voice.
Okay, very good. Another sentence without an object. For example.
For example, there are sentences don't change.
Very good. The sentences with there is and there are, we cannot change into passive voice. Then, with modal auxiliaries,
To be köməkçi verb kimi işlənir, bağlayıcı verb kimi işlənir.
if we use to be as a link verb, this sentence
Don't change.
cannot be changed into passive voice. Okay, for passive voice for today is enough. For our next lessons, I will give you a lot of exercises and a lot of tests for explanation and for doing this exercise. If you don't understand, you can ask me and I will again explain all of this for you. Okay, never mind. If you don't understand, you can ask me. Növbəti dərslərimizdə testlər verəcəm passive voice-a aid. Növbəti dərsimizdə buna aid tapşırıqlar da verəcəm. Bugün izahı idi. Əgər hansısa bir çətinliyiniz varsa, yenə də soruşa bilərsiniz və yenə də mən onu sizə dəfələr başa sala bilərəm. Problem deyil. Başa düşülməyən nəsə var?
No.
Hamısı aydındır. Everything is clear for you. You understood everything. Okay, very good.